Okay, let's be honest. Like a split second before, we were just having issues with the iPad, and our friend Noah here went, oh, yeah, he almost came
took
up
off
on
running.
camera.
We got a good
Ran.
workout with it.
That was the
sure.
fastest I've seen you run ever. Anyway, let's talk entertainment. Devo Brown, Michelle Obama, who we've seen her, or we've heard her on in the podcasting sphere before. She's back.
Are you a podcast person?
I listen to certain podcasts. I also guest host a podcast as well, and so with
so that would be a yes.
So yes, I am. But I'm very picky with what I like to hear and who I'm listening to, as everyone is. As
Sorry,
a podcaster.
you were saying your podcast you guest host with?
With The Big Story.
Yeah.
With The Big Story on Frequency Podcast Network. Lots of good conversations there.
A lot of great conversations.
Yeah.
I think this one is going to be decent conversations as well. Michelle Obama and her brother, Craig Robinson, they're teaming up. It's IMO, in my opinion. Her brother, people may not be as familiar with him. He did a sports podcast before called Ways to Win. He is a very accomplished basketball coach. He played in college in the Ivy League. He played at Princeton. Then he got drafted by the Sixers. He played overseas as well. And then he is now the executive director of the National Association of Basketball Coaches.
Right.
So he's kind of got that background when it comes to it. Yeah. So he broadcasts for ESPN in the States, doing university and college games as well. But they've got a lot of big names lined up, and they've already announced some of the guests who are Issa Rae, Keke Palmer, Seth Rogen and his wife Lauren, Jay Shetty, Tyler Perry, Tracy Ellis Ross, Dwayne Wade, and Gabrielle Union, who are a couple, of course. It's going to be launched through Higher Ground, which is a production company that she started with her husband, Barack Obama, back in 2018. First two episodes drop tomorrow. There's going to be an introduction episode and then an episode with Issa Rae. There's also going to be a Keke Palmer episode with this, and they're talking about personal life. They're talking about career, challenges of expectations in adult friendships, aging parents. So a lot of convos that everybody's kind of having on a daily.
And sort of evergreen conversations as well.
Yeah.
So as soon as I heard Michelle Obama, I'm like, is she going to go the political route at all? Or is she going to tap into that? But the way it sounds is that a lot of these are in the bag. So they're not necessarily commenting on current events, maybe tying it into the themes, but not saying like, oh, blank said this last week, so here's reaction.
Yeah, I think it seems like they're avoiding political talk, but it kind of comes up naturally depending on who you're speaking with, I think. And her podcast in the past, the Michelle Obama podcast and the Michelle Obama The Light podcast, which featured, that kind of was one of the titles as well for one of her books. I mean, she's a best-selling
she's incredible.
author, and people really are gravitating towards her when it comes to that positivity and that kind of I guess, advice side of things.
I think we need that right now. Do we not? Like, we need to find some positivity because we just finished that chat with Mike Epple.
Yeah.
And it was like markets plunging, uncertainty, boom, 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 boom. Like, it's, I think we need some relief somewhere, and then we need relief and relation too, right? Like, you can relate on all of these levels, talking about aging parents, talking about balancing professional and personal, and so I'm going to give it a listen, are you?
Yeah. I'm not big on podcasts, I'll be honest with you, and I find that there's just so many of them.
There are.
There's a lot of podcasts, and see what cuts through. I think this one, being the name Michelle Obama, will probably cut through.
It's going to bring some people in. All right, Devo Brown, as always, thank you so much.